Okay, how to know if your Dantian has Qi. All right, this is a big thing for many cultivators, right? We practice from home, we practice diligently, but how do we measure what we're cultivating? You know, how do we quantify it? And it's really hard to do, honestly, without an external source quantifying it for you, right? It's like trying to quantify, it's like a river trying to quantify how much water it has. You know, when you're on the inside looking out, there's not much of a method to quantify that. But when you're on the outside looking in, you can say, oh, this river has that much water, that river has that much water, right? So it's a situation like that when you're trying to quantify your own Qi levels inside of your Dantian itself. So basically you need a doctor who number one has a Dantian, then number two, whom is able to do pulse reading, and then number three, whom is able to detect your Qi through your pulse. So you need those three things, or someone has to have those three things in line to be able to, boom, put their hand on your wrist and quantify that, okay, your Qi levels are X. Now they won't give you like some number, but they can say, oh, you have good Qi, or your Qi is better than what it was, to our prior visit, right? Or your Qi is lacking. You need to do this or that,
Deep inhale, follow him, and then check your Dantian. You can feel the energy here, but not there.
So there's no specific way for you to know that your Dantian has Qi. So for me, myself, I just practice, and I practice diligently, right? That's all I can do. But when I go to these doctors every 3 months, then they basically fill me in on what I'm unaware of. Basically, they shine light on the shadow areas of my practice. I know how to do, but I don't know how to know. So they shine light on the knowing part. All right, this is what's going on. You need to change this with your practice. Your Qi levels are looking like this. You're doing much better, etc. So basically, they have to read your pulse. Another way that I saw that they're able to check your Qi levels is when they Fa Qi into you, or Fa Gong. Fa is emit, Qi is energy, emit energy. When they emit energy into you. So basically when they're holding your hand, they can Fa Qi into you, and that current that just makes your muscles involuntarily contract, that current is basically passing through, and it's causing that long contraction. Is basically like keeping your muscles contracted until they pull it out. But that's not all it's doing. It's passing through the channels, and it's reaching down into the Dantian, right? And basically it's able to give them like some type of sonar feedback, so they can tell you the state of your organs. They can tell you, oh, you have this issue in your blood, because the Qi isn't, whatever. Or, oh, you have this issue or that issue. Or oh, you're in good health and your Qi is very strong, So they can tell you a lot just from that biofeedback that that their current is giving them. So on one of my videos, you can actually see the doctor emitting Qi into me. And he brings so let's say you are the recipient, right? I'm holding your hand, I emit my Qi into you, right? or you are me. So he emitted his chi into me. He followed his hand up the arm. He's guiding the chi. Then he came down my center line. And then as soon as his hand reached in front of my Dantian, he says, oh, chi. So then he brings his hand back up, retracts his current, and brings it back to his Dantian, right?
Right push.
So they can get some type of biofeedback from that. It's quite amazing to see, honestly, the type of biofeedback that they can get. You know, the things that they tell you just based on them freaking sending their quote unquote their electricity into you. Their human electricity. Some people think we might be hooked up to some devices and stuff like that. That's not the case. You come on these trips, you'll quickly realize that is not the case. You think you might have some device wrapped around your ankle. Well, I do these demonstrations in shorts, so tell me that, tell me how where I'm hiding the device now, Next thing you know, it's gonna be the device is gonna be hidden where the sunlight can't see, right? If you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's basically how to know if your Dantian has chi. You go to these doctors, check your pulse, or they just send their chi into you and get that biofeedback. And that's the only ways that I'm aware of right now. Yep.